My name is Brienne, you can also call me Owlco, and this video is pretty much me telling you that I'm okay, I'm fine, I'm alive, and I know I haven't posted a while on my YouTube, and the main reason why is because I suck at social media. And that also kind of has to play in with kind of like what's going on in the world right now, and personally as a individual, what I struggle with through this pandemic and just my own mental health. That's been getting me really unmotivated to make videos. Long story short is that I have a slight ADHD. I've had it all my life since I was little, kind of grown out of the intense kind of aspects of it, but I still have a few different tendencies when I live my day-to-day life that I kind of struggle with my ADHD. If you do want to learn more about what ADHD is, one really good website or app that I find has a lot of good explanations of what people who have ADHD go through is TikTok, surprisingly. So there's a lot of people out there who have ADHD, and these people put out videos that actually explain what goes on in their mind, and like certain habits that like people with ADHD kind of tend to go through or have. And what's unique is that it's not, everyone's a little bit different. So from what I experience might be a little bit different from someone who really experiences a worse like ADHD tendency than me. For me, my ADHD is, I get very distracted very easily. So I will be talking, having a conversation with somebody, and then I'll look over, maybe something else is gonna catch my eye because my brain initially is saying, you know what, not getting enough dopamine in this conversation. It's not me being rude and saying, you know what, I'm bored or I don't want to enjoy and have this conversation with someone. It's more so just me, my mind just like, ooh, shiny, kind of like a, ooh, squirrel, you know, like those certain types of videos that are like that. And I struggle with kind of just staying on topic sometimes. And you might notice that in some of my videos is that, yeah, I do try to trail off. I might talk about something or might go on about something else that's not like totally unrelated. And it's literally just been me my whole entire life. Another thing that what my brain is constantly going through is that my mind is constantly multitasking. So I could be shooting this video, but then my auditory is listening to everything else in my background, what's going on. I'm also thinking of like what my pets are doing, maybe what my partner's doing, and it's constantly running and doing these multitasking situations where sometimes it's hard for me to effectively just concentrate on one certain thing at a time. One thing I've noticed that I really struggle with is DIY projects. So I'm very creative in a sense that I love doing creative things. However, when I get a new DIY project and it just takes me a really long time for me in general just to finish that project, and I often need help from like my partner or a friend to actually help me complete that project, because my brain mentally is really only paying attention to, is only getting dopamine from certain aspects of the DIY project, of starting it, wanting to finish it. And then eventually my brain says, nah, this is not putting off the same vibe as it did before, and it becomes less important in my mind. Even though I truly want to finish a project or truly want to make a YouTube video, it's getting there and getting the motivation to like finish it is very difficult for me just in general. And another thing that I find that kind of goes hand in hand with always like constantly dealing with a lot of stuff going on in your brain and like a lot of thinking about a lot of stuff too, is that my body gets exhausted a lot faster. One of my good friends, how she kind of described it is that when she drinks coffee, she feels normal, whereas other people drink coffee and they feel jittery and whatever. And it's just one of those things that like, people with ADHD, our bodies normally, since we're taking in so much stimuli and like external stuff that's going on around us, that it's very harsh on our body. So for instance, like a lot of factors also come into play too. So for me, I work really early in the morning and I stare at a computer screen all day, and the last thing I want to do is come home when I'm feeling exhausted is to put on a full face of makeup and, you know, maybe some nice clothes and like want to film a video. And I think that's just having that routine of coming home feeling exhausted has really kind of like messed up my motivation, I would say, the most, because I do want to make videos. I do want to help people learn. I enjoy helping people learn, especially with like reptiles and like other animals that maybe people haven't put too much thought into researching, but I do want to make those videos. I still want to continue to, you know, put out content for the people who are following me, and I want to honestly thank you, everybody. I want to thank all of you for sticking with me and following me and waiting with me to try to make videos. So I do really appreciate everyone so far who's been along on my journey and been helping me kind of succeed and motivating me to make more videos for YouTube. So yeah, thanks. Okay, so enough about me talking about why I suck at social media. You're probably wondering what my pets are up to. And they're doing good. I know there's not much change in them. Apollo, he is getting a little bit older. He is 5, but since he is a Great Dane, Great Danes tend to age more than a smaller dog. So large breed dogs, they live less than like a smaller breed dog. Kingston, my kitty cat, he is, I think he's like 12. He might be older, might be younger. Honestly, we're not quite too sure. When Tyler got him, he adopted him, and when he adopted him, the age was kind of unknown. So we honestly don't really know how old Kingston is. However, we do try to kind of give him lots of kitty massages and give him a lot of tools around the house to try to help him maneuver, because I do notice that his hips are getting weaker and he is having trouble climbing up on furniture. Whenever I try to like massage his back legs, he is not very comfortable at all. Cookie, she was shedding the other day. Let me just see if she's still shedding, I'm not quite too sure. Warlord, he is obviously still a cranky little warlord, and eventually I am going to be moving him into this big glass enclosure as soon as Bava's out of it. So right now Bava, yes, he is in a glass enclosure right now, temporarily, and we definitely have had some struggles with him adapting to the glass enclosure when I first moved him from his quarantine cage into the glass enclosure, mainly because with glass it's very reflective, so a chameleon that's generally left alone in the wild and is seeing his reflection was very stressful on him, and it honestly kind of worried me because I didn't want him to be too stressed out to the fact where he got sick. He's doing a lot better now, where he's less dark in his cage, and he's kind of expressing his regular normal colors. So I did end up adding a whole bunch of plants into his cage to try to help with the reflection, so he has more hiding spots and just in general. I am going to move him into my custom-made enclosure that I am making him. It's actually almost finished. I will probably post a separate video of kind of going through like how I created the cage, my custom cage. It's still probably about a month away from being completed, just because when I put the plants in there, I want to make sure that I'm cycling them and making sure that the plants can actually survive in the cage before I put a chameleon in there. I just want to make sure the cage is nice and safe for Bava when I do put him in it. So I just want to make sure that if there's any like lingering smell from any of the products that I've been using. Anyways, I hope you liked this video. Thank you for watching, and I do want to try making more videos in the future, especially with chameleons. I definitely want to go through the Chameleon Academy modules and kind of just kind of help put that information out on YouTube as well. Until next time, bye.